So are we starting or not?
Welcome to This is Football. Bienvenidos a This is Football. We got a full house tonight. We got Nico, we got Socio, and we got a special guest here, Evan, who apparently has been taking English. Yeah, he's been taking English classes for the last 2 weeks, so we're gonna try him out and see what happens.
Me mató.
Bueno, so
estaba con Franco Negri, tomando clase de inglés.
Inglés con barrera, cámara.
So how's it going, guys? How was the weekend? I know we're live on a Wednesday instead of a Tuesday, but how was your weekend, man?
Never out. Don't ask me about my weekend.
Our weekend was actually fully loaded as we were together, Danny and Evan. We were together on Saturday, watching the fifth straight loss that Inter Miami had. Yeah. We were out there with the fans. It was actually a fun time in that aspect. But other than that, we'll get more into it. The result wasn't what we expected.
Yeah, definitely not.
I was at the beach chilling.
Yeah, I know. We got your pictures.
We know why.
We know why. Yeah, we know why too.
I'm tired. I'm tired of being stressed out by these guys, and especially with the shit that went down to. Don't get me. Yeah, we'll get to it eventually. Go.
We will. How about you, Evan? How was your weekend other than Saturday?
Other than Saturday, good, man. I scored 3 goals. I
saw that.
MVP. Come on, man. I'm 37 years old, playing with mostly 20-year-olds.
So, yeah. Three goals and 1 assist, right?
1 assist, yeah. So
there you go. Well, congrats.
It was a good weekend.
Congrats. Awesome. Yeah, that's awesome, man. All right. Well, my weekend, as you guys know, was actually, Saturday was awful. Sunday was great. And I've been with my son at home all week while my wife is in Las Vegas. So
wow.
So there you go, man. So you know how my week is going.
I hope she come back.
I love you, baby. I hope she comes back too.
Yeah.
I hope she comes back too. So, let's get into the show. We got a lot of topics.
In Vegas, stays in Vegas.
I guess, man. I really don't want to know, man.
More so when you're married.
Herpes won't.
I know. We're going to Orlando and we're going to St. Louis, right? So we'll have our fun there. All right. Look. So let's get into the show, man. It's gonna be a crazy show. A lot of news popping off today. We had a big trade. Inter Miami making a trade with FC Montreal. We're gonna definitely get into that. Again, we're gonna get into some Inter Miami recap. Another loss, another 1-0 loss to really. The first half. Neville said it was probably the worst first half that Inter Miami has had all season. The second half wasn't that much better.
And that's saying a lot. He's been here 3 years.
Exactly. So. We're definitely gonna get into Inter Miami.
Getting worse, I guess.
Yep, and we'll see. Last year was a 6-game losing streak. This game is a 5. This year, so we're on a 5-game losing streak. We'll see if we can break it in a couple weeks. But first, we have Miami FC coming up first. So let's see if we can beat the USL team.
No. We have Houston first, and then Miami FC.
Oh, you're right. We have Houston and then Miami FC. So let's see if we can get one of those 2 wins. But we're gonna get into that, and then. We're going to get into, like we always do, the UCL UEFA Champions League was back Tuesday and back today. Some big matchups. A big upset yesterday. Well, not upset, but a big surprise yesterday with the 3-0 thrashing of Manchester City over Bayern Munich. So we're going to get into some of that. And then we have some of our colleagues over from the West Coast from
all right.
From Gold and Black over there. They're going to join us. Some of our LAFC colleagues are going to join us to talk some El Trafico, which will be played on Sunday. And if you all remember, this is the game that was postponed from opening weekend. That it was, I can't believe they had to postpone an opening weekend game because of high winds in LA. But whatever, that's kind of crazy. So let's get right into whatever we want to do it, man.
Hold up. Let me stop you though, because production's here in my ear. To everybody watching, everybody out there, today's episode is dedicated to our boy Chayanne. Who sadly passed away after a hard battle. He's up there now watching, cracking up. And Chayanne, we love you, my brother. This episode's for you, my boy. All right, you can continue now.
Thank you, Socio, for reminding me about that. I forgot to throw that out at the beginning.
Oh, good, my brother.
So, Jen, just like you said, he's up there cracking up and tapando penales from somebody, bro, from Diego Armando Maradona or El Pelé or somebody, because that's who he was, bro. He was always about.
He's doing something else with Dieguito right now.
We don't want to get into that right now. So let's get into the Inter Miami talk, man. What do you guys want to get into first? The trade talk or about the game this weekend? Because
let's go chronological order. The game first.
All right,
let's be a little bit positive. Let's start a little bit positive. Yeah.
So we were out there.
How can you say that's positive? They lost the
Hey, welcome to my club and my misery. That's the positive of the week.
Well, I mean, he is an Arsenal fan, so I mean, you have this has been their one good year in the last 10.
Se están cagando. Here comes Pep.
The guy speaking is 30 points behind me. Next.
Here comes Pep.
We'll see, bro.
Long-time Liverpool fan, and he became a City fan this year. Muerto.
Come on, citizens.
Don't believe anything that guy says. All right, guys.
So going back to the Inter Miami game, it was an unfortunate loss to FC Dallas. Jesus Ferreira got that first half goal. But let me tell you, man, those first 15, 20 minutes, though, I mean, Ever, Nico, you guys are there. Socio, we know you were at the beach. We don't know what you were doing. We don't know what you were on. So we don't know. We don't know what was going on. You watched? All right. So first 15, 20 minutes, I mean, they had like six shots on goal against us. And they could have had 3 or 4 if it wasn't for Drake. So shout out to Drake getting the call up to the U.S. men's national team because of our terrible defense the last 5 weeks. And Neville called that out. But Nico,
tampoco, dude.
What do you mean, bro? Nico, what do you think, bro? I mean, really, those first 15, 20 minutes, we were talking about it. It was just disastrous, no?
It was really bad. Actually, the team looked very dysfunctional. And it just goes back to the basics, We said it from day one. If you don't bring in guys not from day one, but when Gregory went down, if you don't bring in someone to actually fill in that spot, it's going to be very, very difficult for the team to actually function the way they functioned the first 2 games. And you can see it. Bryce Duke was completely out of position. He's not playing his role. And that brings in a domino effect into other players as well.
Well, neither was Mota, right? Mota was not playing his role either. He's not a 5. He's more of an 8. Right.
Like he was one of the best players, Mota, I think, during the game.
I agree.
I agree. But
that doesn't say much, though. That doesn't say much because the team is terrible.
It's a good look. It's like Negri. Negri's been balling, but that game, he looked utter trash. ¿Y por qué? Because he has Stefanelli in front of him, dog. He has to cover 2 positions. The whole first half, beating him by the back. He looked, it's horrible.
And we're probably going to get to this later on when we talk about the trade. But, yeah, we haven't been scoring a lot. And we can actually see it. I think that the last, 3 games, we only scored two goals.
Let me stop you there. You're a little nervous because I think you, and I know I remind you every single episode, but you said Joseph Martinez was going to score 15 goals. Right?
And unfortunately,
we have 28, 29 games left.
So I can already say that unfortunately my take was wrong when it came to that.
Not happening. Bro.
Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that take.
How many goals did you say? How many goals?
15, 20.
15?
15-20 por si no
I think he gets to 10, 12 at least. I think he will. He will score.
Sí, de penales.
Yeah, but...
No. I think he will.
Him and Campana together.
Yeah. But going back to what I was saying,
Go.
I know that we have a lot of deficiencies going forward. The team's not scoring, but at the same time, we got to take into factor that Drake has been our best player for the last 3-4 games. So that says a lot about our team as well.
Drake has been our best player all season because if you go back to the first 2 games, the first 2 home games against Philly and the other game against Montreal.
You could throw in Coco Jean in those games. You could
but he made some very key
games.
But he made some very key and timely saves in points in the match where you don't have him make those saves and the game could change on the dime. So look, Drake Callender has been, Jesus Christ, for this team. He's been the savior for this team.
Courtois. Courtois was last year for Real Madrid, this year for Inter Miami. Except that Real Madrid have world-class finishers and Inter Miami have
absolutely
Martinez.
And a competent manager.
And I want to ask Ebed a question here, because Ebed is a striker. He's been a striker his whole life. And I want to ask him a personal question. Going up against a goalie of someone like Drake's stature, I want to know when you're going up against somebody like that, somebody who's called to the national team, what kind of moves do you have to make, or what, how do you play against a person like that? Like, where do you put it?
Man, it's tough. It's tough because where do you put it? But it's tough. It's tough because obviously the other day I don't know how many saves he had, and from the bottom on the top, one-on-ones, he had saved like 3 one-on-ones. Even the goal was after a previous save.
Yeah.
So going into against a goalkeeper that it's at his top level right now, it's tough. Obviously his teammates don't make it easier for him, right. But I think it's really tough. He's at a great level, even though he's getting shot like 15 times a game. So I think it's a great level. He deserves the call up to the national team. So hopefully he stays there and he keeps on playing. So, but hopefully we don't trade him.
Things are going the way things are going.
We're gonna get into that because I want to bring something up. I want to pivot from the awfulness of the weekend, to craziness going on Sunday. There was some Twitter back and forth between Inter Miami fans, a lot of Neville out, a lot of fire Neville, a lot of sack Neville, and there wasn't a lot of that going on. Right, there wasn't a lot of that going on over the last couple of years. It was actually basically the opposite. People were like, "Let's give him more time. Let's give him more time." And then now
it's cool to hate him.
Now
they're all
now everybody wants to jump on a bandwagon.
F that. Look, I told y'all his resume prior to this was the English women's team. Shout out to them. Dope. As soon as he left, Nico brought it up right before when we were talking prior to this starting. As soon as he left, England women's team wins the Euros. He's trash. Neville out, bro. He's a donkey.
Bro, that's your opinion. Look, I don't think.
Yes, I speak for myself, guys, not for everybody.
Yeah, you do. Look. I think he's definitely on the hot seat. 100%, he has to be on the hot seat right now. You lose 1 or 2 more, and I think that's it. But I think you got to give him a chance with one. Now that we did this trade and that we brought in, it's now confirmed by Tom Bolger. It's confirmed that Inter Miami has brought in Dixon Arroyo. But I think
how many games?
3 games. I think you give them Houston, Miami FC, and then the next MLS game.
Yeah, don't count.
He's got the rest of the season.
Don't count
Open Cup, bro.
Don't count.
If they did this trade, it's to help them.
I do count Open Cup. If you lose to Miami FC, you leave them at FIU. Ciao. You lose to a USL team, you leave them at FIU.
Not happening.
It's not happening, bro.
Last week I gave you my deadline. My deadline is Atlanta game right here. That May 1st win.
Put Stevie's comment up. But yo, hey,
apparently,
Stevie es calladito, pero por detrás tira piedritas, ¿no?
Yeah, bro. I know. Look, all I know is that from now on, if I go to a press game, a post game conference, I'll be in pants.
Can't use we. Don't use
please, we. Man. Please.
I'll be in pants, and I won't
use your white ass legs.
Yeah, bro. No, they're definitely too white. No, definitely.
Hey,
so
that's why
I won't use we. And look, hey, I'm trying to get better every day at this. Anybody, any criticism, I'm welcome.
Is there a dress
it's
code?
All good, man.
I didn't see any signs.
I didn't see it, but I didn't get it in the email.
That's.
I didn't get it in the email.
Look what Stevie started, bro. But whatever. It's going back. Neville's safe, bro. This trade, and this allocation, and all that we did is just to give him time until the end of the season, bro. That guy's safe. He's chilling, dog. He's not gonna get fired.
I want to get into that because I still want to get into Neville and the organization. I want to put something up on the screens, and I want you guys to talk about it. And for those of you listening on Spotify, yeah, thanks for tuning in. Shout out to y'all. Thanks for tuning in. What I'm gonna throw up, and I'm gonna read it out for you. It's basically a picture of of Chris Henderson and Bryce Duke from a few weeks ago, and it
when they signed the contract extension.
Right, when he signed a contract extension a few weeks ago, and it says Bryce is a dynamic young talent, and we're excited to keep him with us. Clearly not, because 3 weeks later, ciao. They shipped him off. And they couldn't even ship him off to like LA or like a nice place. No, they shipped him off to the coolest place in the world, Montreal, bro.
He came from there.
Yeah, but they had to ship him off to Montreal, the coolest place in the world.
But that was a team that was giving me the best offer.
Poor guy, bro.
He's gonna ball. Watch, he's gonna ball.
Poor guy,
just like
bro.
when Louis Morgan left and he tore it up, the same thing's gonna happen here, bro.
I mean,
you gotta bank on your kids. Your kids, it has to be in your mindset. You're gonna throw them out there. They're gonna make mistakes, but that's the only way they're gonna learn. You can't, like a video I saw him telling him, "Oh, hey, Miami is a DP10 spot destination. You're not gonna ever play in that position. You're gonna play between us." You can't tell your player that. What kind of man management is that? You're basically telling him, "Hey, you're garbage. You're not gonna play there. So start learning how to play these other positions." Neville.
And just
someone should tell Neville he can't coach.
Hey, just answer.
I thought.
Go, Nico.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna answer Juan's comment there. He asked if I ever sold anything. Look. Yeah, I've sold. I can sell ice, to an Eskimo. I have no problem with that.
No, de la cola.
How do I do with this?
No,
half off.
After 7 games, Chris Henderson. What do I do with this now? After 7 games,
I'll tweet at him.
Someone should tell Ever you never buy an MLS shirt with a player's name on it.
With a player's name, never. The only MLS, the only Inter Miami shirt you should buy is Beckham.
Look at this. Brand new.
Or Messi.
I just bought it. Give me my money back.
Yo, go ahead. Next game, go to the stadium. Be like, hey, look, man, I can't do nothing with this.
So going back quickly, I just wanted to answer. Yeah, I understand. I understand that Chris Henderson is trying to sell a brand and all that. But you can't come out here. And say, hey, we're excited to keep this young guy, and then 3 weeks later just trade him, because clearly that doesn't show that you have a coherent plan in place, because
it might not show that.
You're saying you're gonna sign a young player and you're gonna keep him, but then you're gonna trade him 3 weeks later. So what was the point? What was the point of signing him?
But it also shows that this was not planned. That this trade was not planned. That this scenario came into picture and they took advantage of it. I believe that it's a great trade. At first, I was
like I get it.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Did we just trade out a young homegrown player out? But then when you sit down, but when you sit down and you realize what you traded for, I think it's a fantastic trade, honestly. Cam Miller is one of the best center backs in the league, guys. We needed a good center back in the league.
I don't know about that. We're not getting last year, maybe, when we're getting blown out 3-4-5-0. These games we've been losing 1-0.
Nico, we need to score goals.
We need to score goals. We're doing fine. We're keeping possession. We're not letting teams batter us.
Drake has been our best player. That's for the last 5 games.
That's what you pay a goalie for, to be a shot stopper.
But don't you think that the defense needs to get better as well?
Hey, we need a 5. We need a 5. We need a 10. We need a 5 and a 10. Okay, we got a 5. Yeah, and we got another center back.
Who knows?
Okay, great. Exactly.
Yeah, we have 5 center backs. We have 5 center backs to play 3 in the back.
Defense wins championships, guys.
One thing I want to say.
Who do you think you are, Coach Carter?
To the organization, Mr. Mass, Henderson, whoever's running this thing, we're good. We have, I think, one of the social media, Instagram with the most followers. I think we saw a few.
That don't mean shit, man.
No. But let me get to what I want to say. So we got everything is good. No, I think that the team is worth. I don't know how much money. We're good. No, we came last Saturday with a 4th game losing streak, 4 games, and the stadium was almost packed. So you guys are good, okay? Organization, the team, the club, the franchise, however you want to call it, is good. So now give something back to us. Give me a team. Give me something that I want to go and watch and enjoy. I don't want to have to drive back 45 minutes thinking, like, what am I doing here? Like, should I come back?
Yeah.
Give me something back, okay? Everything else is good. We're good. Give me football.
But this type of trade shows the type of sporting director that Chris Henderson is. Chris Henderson is not going to build you a team like most people want in Inter Miami with sexy names, with superstars. That's not Chris Henderson's style. Chris Henderson's style is bringing in players that are solid MLS players.
I don't know, man. Hold on. Nico Lodeiro is a very good player.
That's one player. That's one player.
What do you mean one player?
Rui Diaz is a very good player.
I look at the rest of the players that they had.
What do you mean look at the rest of the players? They had great players,
yeah,
bro.
But they had
a solid foundation. But they had a solid foundation from the back. Exactly.
Yeah, from scratch. Por eso, from scratch.
So it's not going to happen.
I feel like we're starting to build pieces, for the next coach, because the donkey that we have now isn't going to do anything. And then going back to Juan's comment, we have to make, in Social's world, we have to make the defense, offense, and midfield better at the same time or nothing at all. I saw you juggle and you fell and tripped over. Any soccer comment you have, no te creo, Juancho. You don't understand what I'm saying. Our defense is already good, papi. We're not getting banged on 3-4-5-0 like last year.
What do you mean? We
Drake
are, dude.
is stepping up.
We're not. We're losing games by 1 or 2 goals.
By 1 or 2. Y no estamos creando y haciendo goles, Nicolás.
We lost 1-0. We lost 3-2.
We scored 3 goals by Chicago. Chicago, one of the worst teams in the league.
But we scored 2 on them. We're losing by 1 goal.
The first half against Dallas should have been 5-0.
Drake has been the best player for the last 7 games. That should tell you something about the defense.
We're not scoring goals, bro.
Goal is there for, but we're
not
also
scoring
not creating
goals.
and scoring.
Negri threw like 5-6 crosses and
inside the 6 to Joseph Martinez, and Joseph Martinez can hit a goal.
Estaba tomando mate, no sé qué estaba haciendo en la media luna.
Come on,
right,
bro.
Guys. Por lo menos cuatro centros le conté a Negri.
Danny's favorite player, Christoph, has been amazing. He's been doing well, but dog, no podemos llegar al arco.
So hold on. He's been doing well. He's been doing well until last game. Last game, he was atrocious.
I want to know what the chat thinks about that. I want to know what the chat thinks about what you guys are saying.
Bro.
All right, so
I think our defense is probably one of the worst defenses in the league. If it wasn't for Drake Callender.
No, I only think our right back sucks.
100%.
I think our right back 100%. Is trash. Back is trash.
I don't think our defense is.
I love his style.
Anybody that wants to attack this team scores on at will.
Yeah, because we have no 5. We have no 5.
And there's no defense either, guys. What do you mean? Okay, it comes to the midfield and it comes to the defense as well.
All right. Hold on.
I think we're also making
Pizarro doesn't mark
with the changes. Duke played a horrible game. He played with 95 minutes.
And out of position.
Pizarro came on and he gave a spark. He tried to do something else. Everything was so announced. You look at an Inter, they go like this, and they make the pass, the easiest pass. They don't do anything else. That's it. Like the two plays. I think it was Neville that was involved in the last 3 minutes. That was the only 2. Plays.
Harvey came in. The last 15 minutes.
And he did great.
Yeah. No, I think he played like 7 minutes.
Hey, he did so good. He did so good. Hey, hold on. He did so good. He left with a TIFF t-shirt.
Hey, that's right.
I ran into him. I ran into him outside of the stadium. I said, "Yo, Harvey, you played great. You deserve a TIFF t-shirt."
It's my shirt.
Shout out to you, Harvey. But tell your dad to leave, dog.
So, all right,
Harvey,
guys.
You can stay, but your dad has to go.
I want to pivot from Inter Miami because we're going to get back into this because clearly we have a lot more to talk about. But I want to bring on a very special guest, somebody who's been a friend of the podcast and we've been talking to for a while now. He hails over from the West Coast. He's a big black and gold LAFC supporter. I want to bring on Nick Chastain. He has his own podcast, and I want him to introduce himself. So welcome, Nick. Go ahead. Give us your introduction, man.
Oh man, what's going on, man? I got to bring the smoke jersey. If we're in LA, you got to have the 420 kit. That's just the way we roll in LA. As you know it is, right? As you know how it is, right? Miami knows what's up. No, look, man, I'm enjoying your conversation, right? To be fair, I had Miami on a higher trajectory than what you are going to do this year, obviously, as of what's happening right now. I thought Miami was going to go under the radar, to be honest with you. I called them to be someone that I thought was going to be under the radar and was going to do a lot better. it's a shame. I thought Bryce was going to really flourish there. It was sort of hard when we let Bryce go, as he was formerly with LAFC. When he went to Miami, we thought he was going to get a ton of time, and we were looking forward to that. We thought he was playing well at the beginning of the year, and then to see the last 3 games sort of fall off, and his last game, I understand he was out of position, but just seeing him really not put it together was a bit heartbreaking for us LAFC fans, to be honest with you. One thing we do like to do with LAFC is we like to track and keep our guys, figure out what they're doing. Looking at Tristan Blackman last night when we were putting the smackdown on Vancouver, not trying to rub it in the face, but you seen that he was a little down, right? And he's like, fuck, I just left. Excuse me on that one. I just left.
Right,
and then they win the
good,
ring.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just one of those situations, but we always watch our guys when they leave. Once you're black and gold, you're always black and gold. And you guys are more than welcome to come and join the black and gold family anytime you guys want.
You already know I did.
Yeah, you already got one changer.
You already
over
know
here.
I did. I'm a West Coast guy.
Fire.
So we brought you on, Nick, because we got a big game that was, rescheduled due to wind. How crazy is that a game was rescheduled due to wind? I've never heard of that in my whole life.
We played through a hurricane here.
I know.
Yeah.
Remember, we played through a hurricane.
So
Yeah.
So we got this big game coming up against, some team on the other side of town from some city called Carson, apparently, right?
Yeah.
And I'm only doing that to show you respect. I'm not naming them. I'll let you name them,
No, I don't name them. Their name is Carson. We never put
okay.
anything else on it but Carson. That's just what it is. Look, I'll tell you this. At the beginning of the year, we were all hyped because El Trafico, no disrespect to anyone else, is the rivalry of MLS. It's what everybody wants to watch. It's what everybody is going to click in to see. Carson held it down for a long time. There's a new kid in town. We're the shiny trophy. We're the new ones in town, and we are the ones that you want to kick their ass, but we are just going to come in and kick your ass. It's just the way it comes out to be, right? At the end of the day, Carson and us, we have a long history. We haven't won in their stadium, but we win when it matters. Yeah, we've won in the playoffs when it mattered, and that's, for us, that's what actually counts. But this Sunday, we're going there to make a statement, especially with everything that's going on. Now, go back to the game 1, we were really ready. This was a game that all of us were hyped for. Going to go to the Rose Bowl, sell out 80,000, and put it together. Unfortunately, it snowed in LA. When does that ever happen? So it is what it is. We will see them Sunday. Now, the difference now is that we're rolling high and they haven't won a game. So the rivalry right now is a little weird because their fans don't even like them. And so it's like it's like us poking a bear that don't even like the honey. It doesn't make any sense, right? It's they might I have it, but they don't give a shit. Yeah. And so I think we're going to see.
You gotta be careful there. Don't wake them up.
Listen, we can wake them up, but we got a giant within Bawanga. We got a giant. And anyone that sleeps on Bawanga right now don't really understand this man's quality. I put him at the beginning of the year, going to be my MVP, Golden Boot. I understand there's a guy down in Atlanta doing wonderful things. I just don't think he'll be here past summer. However, if he does, I think eventually it will fall off because you can't just have a one-man team. And that's what LAFC has. We have a well-rounded team. And I think Bawanga is going to reap those benefits this year. I think he will be the Golden Boot winner. He deserves to be the Golden Boot winner. And last year was just a little glimpse of what he had. And, I mean, you guys seen what happened, right?
Yeah. He's staying hot. Just how he ended the year, he's coming out strong this year.
Yeah, man. He's ready. He flew 13 hours just to be there for a game.
That was incredible.
They asked him, why did he do it? He said, hey, I had 10 hours of sleep on the plane. What more sleep do I need? I need to come here and win because that's what I'm here to do. And that is what you want for your player as a DP. And look, man, I'm not trying to come on here and gloat, although I am gloating. I understand how it's
Hey,
I understand what's happening here.
Deserve it. You guys are the
I'm
best
just
right
saying, this is what we want for MLS teams, right? We want
Correct.
to hold accountability, and
Thank you.
is
Thank
going
you.
back to the beginning of me giving you guys your flowers of y'all complaining and bitching about what's happening. Keep it up. Because we are the ones that push these teams, bro. We're the ones that fill the stadiums. We're the one that buys the merch, that hangs the scarves, and that does the majority of the content outside of Apple. So keep it up. You understand what I'm saying? All we can do is push our clubs and hold them accountable and make sure that they give us what we are paying our money for.
Yeah, that's exactly it, Nick. Thank you so much for throwing that out there, because that's the fight that we fight every week on this show. Especially me. These guys can attest to that. I fight that fight every week. But I have a really, really interesting question for you. Okay. Before LAFC was born, were you a Galaxy fan?
Never. So I'm from the South, bro. I'm right down the road from you guys. I'm from Tennessee, right? So I moved to LA when I was like 17. So I'm in my 40s. All right. So 20 plus years ago. And LA was LA is a soccer place. And so when I was young, I noticed a lot of people watch soccer. When I was 17, I noticed a lot of people watch soccer, so I picked up watching Juve, and I became a real Serie A fan. That's mostly what I watch is Serie A. I'm a Juve fan. I'm a big Dybala fan, so I watch a lot of Roma right now. And I watch Chelsea, and then MLS. I never could get into it. All my neighbors. Which one, for Chelsea? No, it's horrible the situation that they're in right now. No, to be fair, it's horrible the situation that they're in right now. You knew it was going to happen once the owner change happened. It just isn't a good situation over there. But back to the story, we'll tell you is I did not follow Galaxy. A lot of people I knew follow Galaxy. I couldn't get behind MLS at all. It wasn't my message that I wasn't for the retirement thing. When I heard that LA was going to get LAFC, the black and gold, and it was going to be put downtown, my ears raised up, and I said, "Oh, okay, this was in 2015." I remember, like, okay, so this is what's going to happen. I kept track of it. They put little things so you could follow, so I followed it and just kept track, right? And then they broke the ground. They started building the bank. They gave us our colors, the black and gold, the scar. It was just everything was new, and I'm like, all right, I'm all with it. Now I want to hear what they're going to say. When John stood up there and said, look, we're going to be a big club with big club mentality, I said, oh, shit. I think I can do this. I think I can do this. Right? And so I'm all for it. 2018, we're all for it, dude. I have my daughter and my baby daughter born in 2018. I'm watching the day she's born on my chest in the hospital watching LAFC, right? So I'm a diehard already from day one. In 2020, in 2020, we had that little bit of a thing with Bob, and all of us were questioning. We were where you guys are right now, questioning the front office. Is this big club with big club mentality or not? And they proved it to us, bro. They proved it to us. So diehards, bro. We got the tats to show. Our whole crew got we're diehard, bro. We're here for it. No matter what.
Are you trying to say that what you guys did with Bob, we should do with Phil? Get rid of his ass?
Listen, to each is their own, bro. Listen, I'll tell you this. How my podcast started, me and the guys. It's called Voices of the Black and Gold because I started a Spaces on Twitter. This is the honest God's truth. We started a Spaces on Twitter, and it ended up being sort of a Bob out propaganda almost feeling type thing, right? Because every week it was, Bob, you fucking suck and this and that, you're out of here and whatever. Like I would just let anyone that had a voice that wanted to talk LAFC, come in there and talk. And they did, bro. And that's what it really became, is just a bashing of Bob. And then next thing you know, we really started doing a thing, and we moved it to being YouTube and becoming, one of LAFC's bigger podcasts. And it's all really because of the fans and everyone that has the same objective and same principles that we all hold for this game and for this club. And so, yeah, man, look, if the majority of you guys feel that way, then yes, I do believe that you should, because I believe that you guys run the club. They're the money, no doubt. They're the ones that gave you the colors, but you run it. If you don't show up, the club folds.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree, Nick. And for those of you on Spotify, and for those of you listening to us on Spotify, we have Nick Chastain, one of the co-hosts of the Voices of Black and Gold. We thank him so much for joining us. So, what do you think, Nick? What do you think the final score is going to be this weekend? I mean, I know you think it's going to be an LAFC win, but I want to know what you think.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think?
I think so. I do think we get our first win at whatever they're going to call their Dignity Health now, because it's changed a few times.
Was it like Lone Depot Park or Lone Ticket Stadium?
Yeah, they give, it's called freeticket.com. They give free tickets all day with no one showing up. No one shows up there. It is what it is. We sell out tickets, and they're begging for people to give tickets. They give tickets to the kindergartners and say, "Hey, give it to your parents because hopefully they will show up." And they say, "No, we'll give them away as a raffle."
We shouldn't be laughing because we're in the same situation.
But you're not going to be. You're not going to be, bro. When this new stadium builds, you guys are going to be in a whole nother thing. And I do believe David Beckham is going to turn it around. He's not. He might have been a part of that Carson thing over there. But he's going to build his legacy over there in Miami. I have every bit of faith in that. But as far as score-wise, I would like to see I think I said 4-0 on our show. I said 5-0, Eric. I might have said 5-0. That could be right. I could have, look, I talk a lot of shit against Carson, so I'll say anything. Fuck, at this point, I'll even say 10-0 just so I can piss them off and really rub it in their face. And then they'll just come after me on Twitter and try to cancel me. So it's okay, guys. Don't worry.
All right, Nick. Well, we want to thank you so much for joining us once again. Let everyone know where they can find you and find
all your
shit,
shit,
Black and
Nick.
Gold.
Plug everything.
Put it all in there.
Yeah, man. So listen, we have a little bit of everything. We have Instagram, we have Twitter. My personal Twitter is going to be Nick _VOG. But you can catch us at Voice of the Black and Gold podcast. You can catch us on YouTube. Yeah, come and follow us. We put up pressers. We put up a lot of videos. We have a Instagram. We have a TikTok, I think. We have someone runs our TikTok who gets a bunch of views. We have a little team, man, and it's not just me. I might have put this thing together, but I have some really cool people around me, bro, and I'm thankful for it. You know what I mean? It's really a community, and then to add more of the podcast community like we did with you guys is even cool, man. So it's been great getting to know all you guys, and yeah, man, I'm really lucky,
Absolutely,
awesome.
Thanks again, Nick. Once again, we appreciate it. We love the jersey.
Yeah, brother. Thank
you. Happy 420 next week,
baby.
Yeah. Y'all keep it up, guys. And hey, man, I have faith that Beckham's going to turn this around for you guys. 4-0. 4-0. I'm with it, bro. Thank you. All right, man. I look forward to you guys. I look forward to when we play you guys. Y'all come on our show.
Absolutely, man.
Absolutely. Fair enough. I love Nick. Thank you, brother.
Take care, Nick. Appreciate it.
Later.
See you. All right, man. So, hey, that was awesome, guys. I mean, Nick was a fantastic guest.
That's my dog. Yeah, I like him.
What a team, man. What a team.
Once again,
they got a fantastic team out there, man.
Yeah,
and that's what we got to look forward to, like we got to push, like he said, we got to push this organization to actually make that happen.
Yeah, I think we got to be honest with what we think. If we think that something is not right, we should mention it, say it. It doesn't matter who, we shouldn't care. If we want something better for our club, we shouldn't care what people think.
Exactly. And exactly the speech he said that we're the voices and all that. And going back, and we kind of made fun, or I personally made fun, that now everybody's joining the bandwagon. It's kind of good. It's kind of good that everybody's finally on the bandwagon and opening their eyes and seeing that, the coach that we have isn't going to take us anywhere. As much as Chris Henderson brings him the right or wrong pieces, whatever they do, with him at the helm, we're not going anywhere. We're not. And I'm glad everyone's finally on board. I'm not going to get picked on. We're not going to get picked on for saying never allowed and all of that. It's enough. He's had enough time. That's it. Hey, again, I repeat, he isn't going to get fired until the end of the season because that would be another admission of them fucking up. So they're just going to ride it out, give them some pieces, and make these pieces hopefully work for the next person that's really going to come in and start moving us forward.
And rent, right? Thank you for coming to Socio's TED Talk. Yeah.
You feel me?
Hey, Socio's internet today is really good, man.
Honestly, Socio is a roll, bro. As soon as Socio went on,
don't worry about
as soon as Inter Miami went on a losing streak, Socio's internet started getting better, bro. I don't know what it is, bro. There's got to be something there that's in there. So, all right. So I want to go ahead. I want to go ahead and leave El Trafico and our good friend Nick Chastain behind and pivot to another guest who I don't know how the hell our producer got this guest literally last minute. I don't know how they got them, but huge guest. We have Tim Dima, Director of Operations for Super Sports Agency, right here on hold. We're going to bring him on. He's going to talk a little bit about the Bryce Duke, a little bit about what he does and his company does, and then maybe we can get back into some Inter Miami talk and see what we can get out of him. How's it going, Tim?
Hey guys, how you doing today?
Good.
Good, brother.
Welcome, sir.
Man.
Thank you. What's going on, Avery? How are you, man?
Good, man.
Nice to see you.
So like I said, Tim, thank you again for coming on. And for those of you listening on Spotify, again, this is Tim Dimas. He's Director of Operations for Super Soccer Agency. Thank you again for coming on. So why don't you just give us a quick rundown of kind of, what you do for Super Soccer Agency?
Well, I just started off with the agency about 2 weeks ago. My main role right now is to coordinate with the club and expanding our network, the agency with other clubs and stuff like that, working with scouts and agents to just better find, recruit players and stuff like that. So it's a very simple role right now. Hopefully I'll develop in time, but it's a new start for me. I'm just happy to be a part of the movement that they started over there.
That's awesome. And the reason why he's here, right? And so maybe you can mention it, Annie, or just go into the topic. I think that'll be a good way to get him to talk a little bit more about
a little bit about the Bryce Duke trade.
Of course.
Yeah. So we were Tim and Evan go way back, and he kind of let us in on just that he might be able to talk about the Bryce Duke situation a little bit. So I'll give you the floor, Tim, and we'll go from there. And we'll no questions, just back and forth here.
I don't do well too well with back and forth. But again, there's really nothing really crazy going on. I think that you guys have seen Bryce play for the last 2 seasons. He's a terrific young player. Has a lot of interest from a lot of different players and stuff from different clubs and stuff like that. So Montreal was someone that always had their eye on him. They found an offer that Inter Miami liked. And it's so be. Bryce is a professional. He's very excited for a new chapter. I don't think Inter Miami fans are too thrilled. I was reading those comments. But again, unfortunately, it's a business, and Bryce is just going to do what he does. As far as the deal, I really don't know much. Again, I'm not the agent. I stay away from those type of things. I work on the behind-the-scenes kind of guy. But, it was just a deal between Montreal and Inter that worked for both sides, and we'll see how it goes forward for Inter. Hopefully you guys are content for the deal.
I mean, half the fan base seems content, half the fan base doesn't. I mean, there's obviously positives and negatives to the deal. We're losing Bryce Duke, who, was loved by a lot of the fans and thought that he was, going to be some, a homegrown player who was going to make it and, kind of be someone for us. Unfortunately, he has to go through another trade, which you mentioned. He's a professional. He's already been traded once in the league. And that's just how the league works. So what other players can you tell us that, or can you tell us any other players that you guys are looking at, or maybe areas that you guys are looking at because I've been a big proponent that the MLS in particular needs to be scouting more in South America. And so I'm just curious, is that an area where your agency is gonna scout at?
For me is we're looking all around, of course. We have our focuses right now. I'm trying to get us more extended in the European market. I think South America is a wonderful market for football. I mean, I think Atlanta United showed what happens when you go to South America and you sign a bunch of players. They came out rocking and rolling year 1, year 2, win the MLS Cup so quickly. I think it opened up the market there. NYCFC doing the same thing between Brazil and Uruguay, different players that they're bringing in. It's a fascinating market. I think it's a very hard market to get into just because it is such a hot commodity. If something comes along our pathway, we're always willing to listen and be interested. But right now we have our players, our core group that we want to continue to help grow and expand. We're a soccer shop. We're a small group of guys really just trying to be proper representation for our players, give them the best chance to succeed, because at the end of the day, that's our job. If our players come to us and we can't provide the right channels, it's no good. And again, like I said, South American, I love Brazil, my favorite country to watch football. I hope no one gets offended on this show. I've always enjoyed them since I was younger. So for me to be able to get into that market would be phenomenal. I would love to go down to Sao Paulo, and watch the beautiful football be played around there. But I can't say too much on that right now. No.
Hey, there's a Uruguayan that's in his 30s, late 30s, that's tearing up the Paulista down there. Luis Suarez is on a tear.
Oh my God!
If he wants to call me,
tearing one. He's playing against a regional team. So I'm pretty sure I didn't even watch that.
Para, ¿sí o no? ¿La está rompiendo o no?
Well, 11 goals in 15 games.
Yeah, playing against regional teams.
And what's
listen,
Nico always finds something to put in your.
Welcome to this team.
That's like the game you played last Sunday. Come on now.
Yeah, you can't. You have to be honest. Luis Suarez, at his age, he shouldn't be where he is. But unfortunately, I think that's the thing in football that you see a lot where guys, if they're too one-dimensional and as they age, they can't really perform in all aspects of a team game. They end up leaving their clubs and going to these, I don't want to say smaller leagues, so I don't want to be offensive. All the leagues are terrific leagues, but not where they should be, right? Because you look at Barcelona, they got rid of Luis Suarez, they got rid of Messi, they got rid of these older players, and then they spent $50 million on Lewandowski. So it makes not too much sense to me. But again, Suarez is a phenomenal player. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if for some reason he popped up back in Europe in a year or two, just because teams are always willing to pay for the name and the goals. And the guys have both, let's be honest.
I wanted to ask you, now that you mentioned Suarez, is that something that you guys consider? Do you guys consider age when it comes to finding players? Is that really important for you guys, or is just overall any talent that's out there?
Right now, what I can say is that we're looking for everybody. Anybody that's talented, that wants to work, that can play football, that's what we're interested in. I think all agents would say the same thing. If a player comes that is a higher age player, the only thing that happens is make it a little bit in a disadvantage for them, because again, especially here in America, a lot of these teams are trying to get younger. They're trying to find younger talent. This is not the early 2010s MLS where let's sign David Beckham, let's sign Frank Lampard, let's sign these players that had great European careers, but now are up there in age. We're no longer a retirement league. We're a team that can help source players, create players. Look at Miguel Almiron over in Newcastle, Jack Harrison at Leeds. That's the league that MLS is trying to become. And since we are well connected within MLS, that's the type of players we try to find, young, talented players, spirited players. But if a deal does come by that there is an older talent. I hate saying old because I'm 31 years old and like these guys are 34. Like I can't call them old. We're all the same age, basically.
So very polite way of saying, Ever, don't even think about texting Tim. Yeah, your time passed, my buddy. Yeah, that's it, buddy. Hey. That's why I said it. I saw your eyes twinkling. No. This speech is for you.
But again, the MLS is still open for. They do like to look for players that have stature, that have names. So. We would love to be interacting with players 28 to 30 that playing European style football and maybe want to come to MLS. We would love to be the gateway guys for them. But right now our focus is just to continue working with the group of kids we have, terrific players, Bryce included, a very excited for what the future has.
I'm going to send his address in Montreal. I'm going to send it back to him.
Can you possibly get Ever? Can you possibly get Ever? Maybe Montreal.
Maybe.
I just bought it, man.
You gotta say some nice things about him. Maybe send him a message on Instagram. Say I love you. I'm so sad you're leaving.
Is that one considered a vintage now? Is that one considered a vintage jersey now?
Price just went up.
That's what just went up.
I'm gonna start the bid on eBay for 99 cents. Let's see how much I can get.
Duke. Hey, don't disrespect my boy like that.
I bought it. I just got it. I haven't even worn it. Come on.
It was so funny because he just showed me on Sunday. He was like, "Hey, look, I just got Bryce's jersey." He's like, "I can't wait to wear it." But again,
you had to stay.
Yeah.
Come on.
Hey, look, I'm glad, Evan. I'm glad you brought that jersey up because I have one quick question in regards to that for Tim. Maybe if you have an answer for that. In regards to this deal or the trade, was this a last-minute type thing, or was it something that maybe was already in motion and it was just the right time now to jump on it?
I think, like I mentioned earlier, Bryce is just that player that has a lot of interest. As to why the deal happens, how quick or whatever it is, you would have to honestly ask into Miami and Montreal. They're the ones that pull the trigger. We're just the ones to find out and help our player transition now to the new phase of the game. So like I said, Inter Miami, they made a decision. Montreal, very keen on the player. We're very happy.
He's gonna tear it up over there.
He's gonna kill it, bro. He has Kyoto up there to play. He's gonna play with Kyoto up there.
Everyone that leaves Inter Miami balls up. Why? Because
They do. Yeah, socio.
that's why everybody that leaves here succeeds because of this dunk.
I think Inter Miami is going to be a good team in a year or two.
Oh no, we
They
are.
have a lot of good things.
When that's when we're gonna succeed.
Patience is key in life, right? I mean, listen, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say it or not, but I'm an NYCFC supporter. I'm from New York. You know, I was so happy that we got a team in New York outside of the Red Bulls, and to watch the transition of the team, because a lot like Inter Miami, where it's a big behind, you know, Manchester City's behind them, David Beckham's behind Inter Miami. It has a lot of, you're going to win right away. You're going to be, you know, you have to be successful right away. And unfortunately, it takes time. And you have to find the right pieces. And I think that's what Inter Miami is doing right now, trying to find stability in that back line, trying to find the right pieces to help out Phil Neville and his mission. At the end of the day, for a manager, it's always difficult to be in a position where players, you know, have to transition, have to fit into your style of play. But I think if you guys are patient, you're going to see a good thing. I really like the signing of Joseph Martinez. I think he's a guy that can get you those goals you need.
I don't know. That's what Nico thought too. He has a bet. He had a bet that he was going to score 15 to 20, and it doesn't look too good. So
listen, it's a young season, but I was very keen on him. I think he did terrific in Atlanta. Unfortunately, injuries riddled him. But again, I think Inter Miami's in a good shape. I'm looking forward to get out to a game. Maybe you guys will bring me out there one day with you.
We got you.
Absolutely, man. You come down. Yeah, you come down. You can. We'll take you out there, man.
Hey, bro, I got to put a quick plug in for my restaurant, right, guys? Because
plug away.
You Pendle, come by Napoli 1800 Cucina and Pizzeria, rated number 12 in all of Florida's top restaurants, number 10 in all of America for pizza. So if you want a good bite, come and see me. That's
best
where my
pizza. Best
there you go.
Pizza.
Mention Tiff. You
Ever
get
has
5% off. There you go.
There you go.
Mention
Tuesdays.
10% off Tuesdays.
Tuesdays, $10 pizza. Come on, let's pizza in town.
Come by. I look forward to meeting you guys. Thank you for having me on tonight.
Awesome.
Thank you for coming, brother.
You're welcome.
Good luck with the new venture, man.
Thank you so much. Look forward. Cheers.
Thank you. All right, guys. So for those of you on Spotify, that was Tim Dimas, Director of Operations of Supra Sports Agency. Ooh, what do you think about him, man?
Hold on. Juancho. Serginho Dest? Really? Serginho Dest? Next.
Is he coming for real?
I don't know, bro. Did he play today with Inter de Milan or no?
He's not in the roster.
Defensively, I'll take him over
Yedlin? Over Yedlin?
Yedlin,
They're both the same player.
Yeah, it's a Yedlin. That's what I was going to say.
Oh, but Des defends a lot better, at least.
No.
All right, so
Des defends
better than
Yes,
Yedlin.
at least he finishes the plays.
And going forward, Yedlin would be the man.
I don't think either defend.
But yeah, I'm with you, Juan. I'm tired of Yedlin, bro.
Right.
That's our only weak link in the back.
I want to put something. Defense. I want to put something up on the screen. This was the trade that we were just talking about. For those of you, Inter Miami gets Kamal Miller. That's why I'm wearing this today, baby, because we got the Canadian missile back there, and we got the Canadian wall, and now we got the Ukrainian wall. So when we got McVay, the American wall. We got a bunch of walls back there.
American wall.
Well, we have to say something, you know. But whatever. You know, we get 1.3 of general allocation money, which apparently is going to help us sign Busquets in the summer. I don't know how that's going to do that, but apparently it's going to help us sign him. And we get Ari Lassiter and Bryce Duke shipped out to Montreal.
We didn't speak about Lassiter, right?
We have not spoken about Lassiter, and I think that just says it all, right? That just says it all. I mean,
bye, Lassiter. Enjoy the cold.
Yeah. So I mean. So I wanted to, now that we know the trade, we talked about the players involved. Let's get a little bit into, you know, what we think, or really, this is what Tom Bogart tweeted out earlier today. on
Which
what
is the
he
lineup that makes
thinks.
the most sense.
Correct. What he thinks is the lineup that makes the most sense. So let's put it on the screen. And we'll interact with our followers here and
Give it up there for
with
a
us
little bit,
here.
a ver.
So we
For our Spotify people, in the goal calendar, back 3, Christoph Miller, McVeigh. Our wingbacks, Negri on the left, Yedlin on the right. 5, Arroyo. Pizarro, Mota ahead, and then up top, Martinez, Campana. I mean, that is a solid lineup, dog. But
Why
on
is
paper, that's
Pizarro?
good.
Why is Pizarro in this lineup though? I feel like
He's the
Pizarro's
only one that can play that 10 spot.
I feel like Pizarro's the man out, the odd man out. I don't know, man. I think Phil Neville sees either Stefanelli or Coco Jean over Pizarro right now.
What about
showed it
Taylor?
the
I
other
don't
day.
agree with
What
that.
about Taylor?
Taylor is.
Rob
I
Taylor?
forgot about Taylor.
Yeah, no, but Taylor.
I don't know, man.
You know who I like?
I'm
And
just saying
gonna
he
get
played
lot
that
of hate
position a
for
lot
it.
of times.
Cremashi. Poneme a Cremashi, bro.
Yeah,
Too young.
pongan a los
I'm in.
jóvenes.
He's too green.
But that's the only way he's gonna mature. That's the only way he's gonna mature.
And
Throw him
that's-
out there. Give him minutes.
That's
We're
what I've
already
been saying.
losing. What's
we
gonna
could say
happen?
we could say the same thing about Eddie Ascona from last year. And did he grow? No.
But he
How
didn't get
much did he
minutes.
play?
He didn't
Yeah,
get
how much
minutes.
did he play?
Nah, of
He didn't
course,
play at all.
He
He
got
only-
minutes. What do you mean he didn't get minutes? He got minutes.
He didn't play. He played with Inter Miami too.
But he
Uh-huh.
got minutes in the first team.
No, he didn't. He got
Nah.
barely any minutes. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Barely.
We're-
Look it up.
we're-
Google
we're-
it. Google it.
we're gonna Google that.
Please
Hell yeah, I'm
Google
gonna
it.
look at it. Oh hell yeah, we're gonna Google that shit.
But going back to this,
Nico Bayless over
this
here
lineup,
dropping
I like
stats
it.
that he doesn't even know about, bro. Nico Bayless.
Thank you. Look, even Juan got off the top of the head. Ascona got like 20 minutes. That sounds about right. And that sounds like
5
20
games.
minutes too much.
Is he another?
In
He's
5
another,
games,
he's,
20
he's
minutes.
another super. He's another super player.
Who?
Oh, Ascona?
No,
Yeah.
No. He's not a
No?
super player. No.
Supra.
Oh.
No.
Nah. Don't waste your time, Tim.
Let's see. 20,
Uh,
21,
No, but
22.
I
Keep
love.
going.
I'm not gonna.
So,
I like this
no, I
lineup.
want
The
you
Yedlin
to
on
know,
the
bro.
right. Ooh, that
So
Yedlin
he
on the
played-
right. Oof.
He played
Fire.
1 game in the MLS and he played 17 minutes. And last year he played 6 games in MLS Pro and he played 376 minutes. So overall in
said Juan had it.
2022, 12 games, 513
He
minutes.
didn't play shit.
Okay. Bueno,
Ah,
viste. Ahí, bien,
¿Viste?
Nico Bayless.
Romalo.
Romalo.
15-20, and
Okay.
Ascona played all the games. Oh,
I got hung up on the under 20 when he was the baller in República Dominicana. My bad, guys.
Look,
Mariano
I think-
from Madrid too.
Made the World Cup, by the way.
Look, if we're gonna lose the next few games,
You had it,
then
Juan.
I-
You had it.
then I say you blow it all up and you play the young guys, bro. You play the young guys, and let's see what we got, bro. Let's see what we got. Play them, all the young guys, man. I want to see them all in there.
That's
Put,
the-
Har-
that's
put
why I
Harvey
don't- that's-
Neville, put Kremashi, put them all in there.
Every team
Nah.
has 2-3 young guys from the academy playing, starting. Every team you look at, they have 2-3 players from the
Yo, I'd
academy.
give Harvey minutes over Yedlin right now. Put the kid in, dog.
Yeah, hey,
Use
he
your-
gave
use your
he gave a couple nice
parent-
passes at the end of the game.
Yeah,
But-
use your parent-coach privileges and put your son in. Treat this as a YMCA
But if he
game.
fires that, does he leave you with him?
Yeah, hell, get
Where?
the hell out of here.
Where- Where's
bye.
he gonna play?
Wherever Romeo
Yeah,
Beckham's
bye.
playing.
Brentford B. Brentford B.
too. Yeah.
There you go. All right, so let's get into our last topic because I'm so sick of Inter Miami right now. Let's get into the last topic. We had a huge week of Champions League soccer. I'm gonna throw up the first leg scores up there. We're gonna
One more
talk
time.
about it.
One more time.
No, you can throw that up all day. So
Boring.
You should post that on Twitter, Socio, just like that.
so we had
I will.
four
Just that.
we had 4 games this
Like the
this
meeting
week.
sign.
2 games yesterday, 2 games today. Man City destroyed Bayern yesterday, 3-0. Inter over Benfica. Real Madrid
That
beats
was
Chelsea
shocking.
2-0. I think the only one salvageable is the Napoli series.
No, hey, Napoli's been getting spanked by Milan lately, bro. Le metieron 4 in the league, and now
Yeah, but that's only
1-0
a
or
1-0.
2-0. It was 1-0.
So,
I thought it was two.
we could already
Oh.
say that Man City's through.
Yeah,
We
Man
could already
City's through.
say Inter Milan is true. Inter Miami.
Madrid is
Wow.
through.
Bah,
Madrid is through.
Madrid is through.
Madrid is through. And the only llave que está
Damn, it
abierta
was 1-0.
is that last one, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Milan, Napoli. I'm really hoping Napoli.
But Napoli's lost 2 key players today.
Sí, perdieron a Osimhen.
They lost Anguissa. Well, Osimhen didn't play, so Osimhen, we don't know when he's going to be in. They lost Anguissa, which is a key player in the midfield, and they lost Kim Jae on the stupidest yellow. I can't say this enough, but I hate
What do you do?
I hate players that complain to the referee and get stupid yellows for it.
Similar to like the yellow that
we have a guy here that used to do
what
that.
Are you talking about? Are you talking about me?
We have a guy here that used to do that a lot.
Hold on.
Right there.
No, hold on. Look. No, hold on.
Everybody,
he used to do it.
Thank you.
And he used to do it.
This guy, I used to do it. We all used to do it, bro. All of us used to get.
So Anguissa gets a red card. It was a good red card, by the way. And Kim Jae goes up to the referee and completely complains. He blows him up. The referee just turns around and gives him the yellow card. He was already on a precaution, so he gets that second yellow card, which means he's not going to play next game. So Napolis is going to go back.
Juan,
home.
who tore the groin? Keep going. Sorry, I'm talking to Juan on the chat.
Osimhen, I think.
Keep going. Yeah? It was groin? Yeah, no, mi Negro's done, bro.
Oh, yeah. If it's groin, he's out. He's not going to be back for the rest.
I think Napoli is going to win 3-0 the next one. Yeah.
No,
I'm not so sure about that. I think that Milan is going to be able to hold it down, and they're going to go to.
I think they're going to win. Napoli at home.
They're not doing that great right now.
Yeah.
Tough, not torn. My bad, Juan. So he didn't tear it. All right. So there's maybe a chance. All right. I read that wrong.
We'll see if he gets back, but he's going to be big for Napoli to turn that around because.
Maradona, how did he do?
He missed 30 seconds in. He missed a sitter one-on-one against a goalkeeper next to him, and he just.
The Champions League pressure is different, though. The Champions League pressure is different, bro.
And you know what they say? At this stages, the teams that have been there, done that, get tougher and tougher, and they always make the finals. And
Put it again, Kevin. Let them know. ¿Qué equipo, papá? This is the last year I root for you. Because we back next year. We back outside.
And you're
Socio.
Cállate, Liverpool. No me hablé. Carabao Cup next year. Muerto.
So Socio has to go. Socio has to go for like 7 teams.
Hey,
right.
someone take a screenshot and send it to me. Someone from the chat, take a screenshot of this and send it to me so I can put it on Twitter. I'll give you credit. I'll shout you out.
We'll give you 10 seconds to get that picture, Socio.
It doesn't.
And then we're heading out. But hey, so I want to thank Nick Chastain from Voices of Black and Gold for joining the show. Shout out to Nick. I want to thank Tim Dimas for joining the show as well. From Super Sports Agency. I want to thank Ever for taking English classes and starting to join us on Tuesdays. And also for winning MVP and winning the $60 so you can buy the meat for
El asado lo paga Ever.
El asado lo paga Ever.
El host no pone nada,
Yo te llevo los choris,
Si no hay parrilla, coleado, el host no paga nada. No hay parrilla, no hay sillas, nada.
A sentarse en el pasto, papá, ¿qué pasa?
Y bueno, está bien, en Uruguay.
Vamos si viene Mauro, tirémosle ahí a Mauro, si va a venir Mauro.
Sí, Mauro, asado.
Hace rato.
Mauro, asado, papá.
It's been a while. We need Mauro on the show again, bro.
Sí, vamos.
Se hace robar ahora el Mauro.
The knowledge Mauro brings.
I'm working on getting I'm talking to Mauro's agent. I'm working on getting him in on one last show before he heads out to Uruguay.
Supra?
No, he's not represented by Supra. He's actually represented by Rock.
By the way, before we go, Danny, next week we're gonna have our first in-person show.
Hey,
el cartel, socio, el cartel.
Are we gonna leave it as clickbait? Or you want to drop it?
Clickbait.
Perfect. So clickbait for all you guys in the chats. Clickbait for all you guys listening.
With an amazing guest.
That's right.
Big
Shout out to you, Kevin. Kevin was at Liverpool Arsenal this weekend. Rowdy.
Our next guest played in a World Cup. Not one, maybe two. I think 2 World Cups. Played in the MLS. Played in Bundesliga. Played in Liga MX. Legend.
So there are the hints for all you guys listening. I just want Socio's on mute. He's yelling just obscenities for sure. He's probably just
I was yelling the
so
guest
much
name. If you can read my lips, you got the guest name.
How they gonna read your lips with that big ass beard that you have?
All right, guys. So
once
again, thank you very much for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Once we get to 250 subscribers on our YouTube account, like we've always been saying every week, every show, we're close. We're gonna raffle out a Inter Miami jersey. It won't be, unfortunately, that Bryce Duke jersey that Ever got, but we will be raffling out. We will be raffling one out, and we will have it signed by a player.
And by the way, for those that attend the games, be on the lookout for us. We're gonna be giving out more This Is Football shirts. We gave out a few this weekend to a few fans. I don't know if you had the chance, go check out the vlog that we made. It was a 7-minute clip. Evan and Danny were out there having fun, so don't miss that.
But at the end of the vlog, you gotta give the shirt back because they're expensive, guys.
I know. And after we cut off, give it back. It's also, how about I remove Duke? Remove Duke and put Neville out.
You can take that D and put an N. And that's what we're at. We're a nuke.
Hey, great episode, dog. Great episode.
All right, guys. Once again, for This Is Football, this is Danny. We love you guys. We'll be back again next week at our regularly scheduled time. Like I said, please give us a like. Please give us a subscribe. Look at us for our Twitter, our Instagram, our TikTok. We're all over the place. I'm on Facebook if you want to interact on Facebook. I get crazy on there.
MySpace.
Nah, that doesn't exist anymore. But once again, thank you very much for joining us.
Peace.
Peace.